stopped whenever it sucked. Like, you wouldn't get anywhere.
Part of it is being able to see how far into the discomfort you're willing to go.
I think in training, sometimes you need to expose those limits to see where they are, and it kind of replicates what happens in competition when you get blown up because you mispaced or the heat was faster than you anticipated.
I think, like, if you don't ever expose yourself to those limits or like see what you're kind of capable of, then it makes it really hard, I feel like, to trust it on game day.
I think sometimes there's just a psychological element to training where you gotta push yourself and find your limit, and then when you find your limit, figure out how to still get through the finish line quickly.
You just have to kind of tune it out and just pick a number and shoot for that, and then you're like, oh, all right, I got in there, let's do like 5 more. Let's do 5 more. It's like, you just kind of have to play mind games with yourself.
You have to challenge yourself to see what you're capable of doing. It's still gonna get hard no matter what. If I do 40 or 80, it's still gonna get hard after that. Like at 50, I was like, I wanted to stop. Like, and I was like, you gotta get at least over halfway before you drop this thing.
It's not something you want to do every day in training, but I think if you're always being strategic and you're always being safe in training, it's hard on game day to be like, okay, now I'm gonna let it loose and I'm gonna take a risk.
Your mind is gonna go before your body. Your mind is like, no, it hurts, stop. But your body can do more. So it's just like taking that risk and finding out how much more you can do. But
like, that's literally the whole sport. Like, who can handle the most pain doing a workout for the longest period of time or fastest time?
So these are the elites, and so things might be different for them. But when you think about the general population of RX athletes, do you think enough of them take risk, or most people living at the comfort zone, or what advice would you have to that crowd?
Ooh. Well, the RX crowd is a little bit different because I think they inherently mispace for their capacity. Like what you just saw from, I think both Trav and Alexis, if it were just a for time workout and we were strategizing for optimal time, probably could go 20 or 30 seconds faster by breaking earlier in the sets and doing small breaks. That happens with them. Like for Lexus, maybe 10% of the time, and for Travis, maybe like 30% of the time in training, where they would like blow up, where they go out too fast and can't hang on to the pace. RX level athletes are kind of in 2 buckets. They're either like way too conservative all the time, where you need to give them a kick in the ass to do that every once in a while, or they blow up all the time. So they always are going too fast because they don't have the capacity to support it, and they actually need to like take less risks and do like more conservative 15 sets of 10 or something like that.
Is there an easy way for someone to know what bucket of those 2 they might be in and how to figure that out?
Yeah, I mean, I think power athletes, people that are more naturally strong, powerful on the machines, good at short workouts, if a 20-minute AMRAP comes out and you're like, bleh, like just thinking about how disgusting it's going to be and you hate those, you're probably one of the people that blows up more often if it's a longer workout where you go out too hot and you need to be more conservative. The opposite person is just like a more enduring athlete. They like gymnastics, they like calisthenics, they like the filthy 50 type workouts where it's just light, high cycle turnover. And those people generally, when you're coaching them, you need to almost push them to take bigger sets. So I'll write it in there like, hey, heavy Karen, but it has to be a big unbroken set as your first score, and then your total score is your second score. So you almost trick that type of a person to take those risks more often in training. So it's, I know that's not a clear answer because it's nuanced.
I think it's a good starting point.
Yeah, but it gives people an idea of being either fast and explosive or enduring and comfortable going long. Generally, they need the opposite training strategies sometimes.
Cool.